Fred Williams, XL primed. We're going to use that measurement deal again, and we're going to include the text split, allowing us a third option in splitting up data. What are the key components here? We have our input text, we have our column delimiter, and we have this case sensitivity. Similar to the other approach, we're going to follow the same guidelines. In this case, we're saying this is case insensitive, and our examples here just show all lowercase. Text split B5 X is going to show us the 14 and the 24. Difference here is we're splitting. We're going to split everything at the X, allowing us to capture everything to the left, everything to the right. The only difference here is we have this X here, and because this is not driven by our random stuff, we can go in here, change this up to an X, and notice we're going to get that same output. Change this to 0, and look what happens. It's going to give us this 14 by 24, which tells us what? That didn't split. Notice the output when there's not a split. It's going to give you perhaps something you don't want. This looks like more of an error to me. And 14 by 24, I don't recognize that as an error. And I'm going to probably force this thing to throw an error. I'll point this out later. I'm not comfortable with this output. And I'm going to switch this back to 1. And you can see where the text split occurs. Something to think about. Over here, we're going to talk a little bit about the case sensitivity, whether it's a 1 or a 0. Read it if you need it. I just explained it. Work on this. Remove 1. See what the output is. Play around with this. If you're comfortable with that 0, this non-split information showing up, and so be it. I'm not comfortable with that, and I'm going to find a workaround. That looks like an error to me. Why? Because it says separate measurements by X. Put into columns 1 and 2. It's not doing that. More to come. Fred Williams, XL primed.